I'm John DeSantis. I'm the Senior Director of Technical Services for the Faculty of Arts and Science, and I've been the Keeper of the Torch at Commencement for 35 years. My role as Keeper of the Torch is to light the torch and to escort the torchbearer to the platform and to make sure that he or she gets there safely. So what happened is, in the 70s, it was decided to hold the Democratic convention at Madison Square Garden. NYU held its commencement at Madison Square Garden. But because of the overlap between the two and the security, we were thrown out. It was so late in the year, they didn't know where they could hold commencement. So as a last resort, they decided to hold it in Washington Square Park after the city and the community approved it. So Jane Madigan was a VP at the time. And she called me and said, we have this torch and we haven't lit it since the 20s at the Heights campus. The torch is a Tiffany torch. It was given to NYU by Helen Gould. So the story goes that the torchbearer was carrying the torch, lit torch, into the tent, and he set the tent on fire. Now, whether that's folklore or truth, I can't tell you. And since that day, they never lit the torch. So it's always been carried unlit. They decided it would be a great gesture if we can light it for commencement. And Jane says, we really want a yellow flame. So I played around with oil and two things and mixed it, and it turned out well. So I thought it was for 1 year. And that was, I think, 76, maybe 76, 77. And I've done that every year since then. Well, the original intent was it still is, in essence, not only to light the torch, but to keep the people from burning themselves down. So cleverly concealed under my gown is a fire extinguisher. I'm watching their heads because there's this natural tendency of slowly dropping your head. So in the meantime, the flame, is going this way. So I haven't lost anybody yet.
So you could be the most important person at commencement every year.
Well, I always kid around that if I'm not there, commencement's canceled. But it's been fun.